Peace, love, and divine light. I greet you, all those who continue to watch the channel, share the videos, book personal readings, comment, all those who support the channel in any way, and those who are just beginning to follow the content of the channel. This message is really it's an extension of the message that was posted regarding being an awakener of souls. And this essentially is about knowing how do you know that you are an awakener of souls? So this term awakener of souls is, just something that it's a term that I was given by the divine in regards to what we do out here as chosen when we choose to awaken people. When we choose to do what the divine has given us the task of doing, when we choose to follow our purpose, when we do that, we essentially, part of what we do is we awaken the souls of others. So that term was given to me by my spirit guides, for those who continue to be diligent and carry out their purpose of awakening humanity. Awakening people, bringing them into a level of consciousness where they're able to elevate. So we know that many of us are awakener of souls. We first and foremost have the task of awakening ourselves, or coming into our own power, of awakening and coming into a level of consciousness where we're able to see and connect on a deeper level. And once we do that, we carry out our task. Now, this is part of this message right here is in regards to, well, how do you know that you are an awakener of souls? First and foremost, you're already doing the work. Many of you are experiencing a level of awakening and consciousness that you may not have ever experienced before. And part of what comes with this awakening, for you, and you will see that everything that you do literally is a reflection of what your spirit guides are wanting you to do in your spiritual work. So your awakening essentially means that it's awakening others. Another part of this task of being an awakener of souls, or we should say something that you'll also notice, is that there's some aspect of your throat chakra, that becomes a lot more powerful. What essentially you do, or how it is that you notice this, is that you begin to notice a change in how you speak. You begin to notice a change in terms of like the courage that you have to be able to speak the words. You begin to notice a level of authenticity that you may not have noticed before. Some of you, a lot of times, there are things that you want to say to people, and it almost seems like there's something blocking you. It's blocking your throat chakra. It's blocking your ability to be authentic and say exactly how you feel. And this throat chakra being free, being clear, is a very, very, very important aspect of you doing your spiritual work. Because part of you doing your spiritual work, regardless of what gifts you've been given by your spirit guides, part of you doing your spiritual work will involve speaking. Part of you doing your spiritual work will involve speaking. Now, the extent to which you will be speaking, that depends on what you will do or what you are doing. And so your awakening is also attached to a free and clear throat chakra. And that is something that I received today, just going about my business and just thinking about just my own evolution in terms of like being able to speak and say um, what is, what needs to be said. And previously, and this is still definitely a work in progress for many of you who are wondering, oh, um, this person's arrived or this person hasn't arrived. Like, it's always a work in progress. So in terms of my journey, in terms of, being able to speak, what I notice is that the more I began speaking my truth, the more I began living in authenticity, meaning being true to who I am, being true to my purpose, the more courage, the more strength I began experiencing and being able to speak my truth and being able to say exactly how I feel and being able to say exactly what it is that my spirit guides are giving me to say. So many of you, you have this gift. You have a gift. Your gift could be being a teacher. And you know that instinctively, innately, it's something that you have a passion for. And that passion didn't just come, just out of thin air. It is divinely inspired. And you may feel like you have a lot to say. You have a lot of very powerful, powerful wisdom to share with others who are on their path to fulfilling their purpose as well. And you may feel at the same time, while you have a lot to say, that there may be a blockage. Well, part of that blockage, it has to do with definitely a spiritual aspect of you that is blocked as well. Because remember, everything in the physical is seen in the spiritual first and foremost. So the blockage that you're seeing here in the 3D has something to do with some sort of blockage that your soul, your spirit is experiencing in the ethers, in the spirit realm. Let me repeat that again. The blockages that you are seeing in the physical realm, in your life, in your day-to-day, has a lot to do with the blockages that exist in the invisible, in the world of the unseen. So the sooner that you can work on what needs to be worked on to unblock, unblock your path in the spirit realm, the sooner it is that you can free up in the physical. So what does this mean in terms of the throat chakra that we were just talking about? Many of you have challenges and difficulty speaking in the physical because there is some aspect in the spirit realm that you have not cleared out. And what this also means that in the spirit realm, for many of you, there could be some kind of like stronghold, something that is holding you back that may have to do with either it's your spiritual practices, your way of being, your way of living. It may be that you are not exercising your true power, because the more you do, right, the more spiritually aware you become, the more connected you become, the stronger your life is in the physical realm. So a lot of the things that we're experiencing in the physical realm is truly connected to the work that we get to do spiritually, right? And a lot of people think, this spiritual stuff is fluff. Well, guess what? That also is a reflection of, their beliefs. So allow them to think that way. You continue to elevate and free yourself spiritually, so that way you can see that freedom and power in the physical. Unblock those throat chakras, do the work, ground yourself, and you will see the results. Peace, love, and divine light.